For 3 months, I couldn't sleep. I kept like rolling, tumbling in the bed. Until after so many days of sleepless night, and then one day, finally, my wife had a solution. She decided that I should get out of the bedroom so that at least she can sleep. So, that very night, I was there, lying on the bench in the living room with my dog. That was his bed. And I was lying there, contemplating about my another sleepless night. And that very night, I fell asleep. And miraculously, I had the best sleep ever, in months. And guess what? After that night, I spent another 2 months sleeping with my dog. And then eventually, my sleep gradually improved. And it's just so amazing. And then I asked myself, like, hey, it's not even a bed, you know, it's just a wooden bench. And there was no mattress, it's just me and my dog. And I could sleep so well. I would sleep like a baby dog. And then I asked myself, hey, what happened? And why is that just so helpful, so simple, and that just worked? And that incident intrigued me to read up and research. And as I researched about that, I discovered something so interesting, which I call the dog's wisdom. I realized that, you know, in the old days, in the north of Vietnam, in the village, the common people, not the rich people, the common normal people, when they build houses, and normally their houses are very small, what they do is that they build the 4 walls, they put the roof on top, and can you guess where they would put the bed? In the entrance? On the rooftop? No. What they do is that they would let their dog come into the house, and the first night, wherever the dog decides to sleep, that's where they put the bed. That's the tradition in the old day, and I think it's carried on for a few centuries. And then later on, we realized that the dog had that instinct to find the best place to sleep. It had that instinct to decide the place that you can feel calm, safe, and most peaceful to sleep. And that's just the wisdom, the natural wisdom of the dog. And later on, I realized that the bench that I slept on that day actually is the best place in the house where there's good air ventilation. It's not so hot, it's not so cold. It's actually the best place to sleep. Wow, the dog's wisdom. And later on, as I think about my dog, I think it's beautiful that not only the dog instinctively know where's the best place to be, they also know who is the best one to spend the time with. If you have ever had a dog, you know one thing, that the dog will always remember his first owner, supposed to be his parent. And for my dog, his name is Chapo, and I'm his dad. I'm the one who brought him directly from the net back to our home, so I'm officially his dad. And guess what? He will never forget me. Even though it's been 3 years, I have never fed him. I stopped feeding him, stopped bathing him, but whenever I come home, always, without fail, the dog would come out and greet me with the highest level of intensity, you know, jump over you, trying to lick your face and all that. And he did that every single day, without fail. So that made me think that, hey, it's beautiful, because the dog knows who loves him and who he loves, and he has his priorities straight. First thing first, period. So wow, suddenly I can learn something so beautiful from the dog. And then hold on, come on, what made me so pathetic? First I slept with the dog, now I learn from the dog. Something must be wrong, because come on, compared to dog, we are human beings. You know, we are the most powerful, the most advanced, the most civilized species on planet Earth. And what can we possibly learn from dog? And that will bring us to my topic today. Well, which is The dog wisdom versus the human civilizations. Well, talking about dog, I mean, they've been around for 10,000 years, and since then, they have always been dog. Of course, I mean, from our story, the dog had that ability and that instinct to choose where's the best place to be and who it should be with. Okay? But rather than that, they're just dogs. Look at us, ladies and gentlemen. We are human beings. And we are the most advanced. And look at our history for the past 70,000 years. When we first started as a bunch of apes from Africa, look at us today. We expanded to 7 billion people. Cover the whole surface of this earth. And our tool, our technology has become so powerful that today we can destroy the whole earth with just a few button press. We are cool. Alright? And then our modern civilizations is what empowered by revolutions, by the production techniques, the technologies, revolution, by transportation, and then by information and connectivities and all that. Okay? And our civilization today is characterized by 3 words. More, faster, and further. That has been our power. Alright? And no doubt about that. However, have we ever go back and ask ourselves that, hey, today we are able to move so much faster and further away from what? And of course, we can have so much more products, clothes, money, power, relationships, friends, and all that. We can have so much more, and that would be just great. Except for one thing, we cannot have more time. 24 hours a day on the chessboard, that's it. So, that brings us to the point. Now let us inspect our modern civilizations in that angle. Is where we choose to be and who do we choose to spend our time with. Ready to go for the journey? Yes. I'm so excited. Ready? Yes. Cool. Alright, let's go back in the history of time. 70,000 years ago, the first civilizations of mankind. Well, the tribal civilizations. People live in tribe. You know, we like monkey. And well, in the tribe, normally we spend 100% our time with the family. They all stay together. The children and the parents, we stay together and do everything together. They're eating, learning, hunting, gathering, singing, playing, learning. The whole family doing things together. And we spend 100% time with our family. And basically, people just don't leave the tribe. The whole tribe would move from place to place, but they always move together. 70,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, come agricultural civilizations. People build villages, communities. And then, well, in the communities, we spend about 40% working with our neighbors, right? To build the irrigation system, right? To build the dam, digging canal. Nothing you cannot do alone. You can do it with the communities. But rather than that, you have 60% of the time, again, with your family, right? Doing the farm work, raising the livestock, singing, dancing, having fun. And then, in the past 200 years, woohoo, industrial civilizations come. Losing job, all the farmers would leave their hometown, their village, and their family behind. They go to big city, making a living. And then, in the big city, today, you and I, we spend about 60% of our time with co-workers. And who are co-workers? They are technically strangers. Because we don't have common root, common hometown, common childhood or memories. Maybe we only have common interests. And then we spend, well, 20% of our time with friends, right? Social activities. And the last 20% of the time would be spent with the family. That's industrial life. Okay? May I ask, any of you here are students from provinces? Not from Ho Chi Minh City, from other provinces? All right. Maybe 1/3 of you. Okay? Because RMIT is expensive, maybe. Well, we can say that with students from provinces, it's become a norm that by the age of 18, you will leave your family. Go to a big city to study, eventually getting a job, and stay here and work. And if that's the case, well, my young friends, every year we probably spend about 15 days with our parents. That is 4%. That is industrial life. And then, tang, finally, in the last 20 years, we have that modern civilizations. With all the connections, with all the internet and Facebook, social media, boom, come rushing in. And that would change the way we choose to be and how we allocate our time, isn't it? Today it's so easy to move to places, right? My niece, by the age of 14, we started her overseas study. And that's a norm. All her friends did that. Okay? And the child would be separate from their family as early as 10, 14 years old. And not only moving physically, by the age of 2 years old, my child can turn on an iPad, turn on YouTube, and pick his favorite video clip. And by 2 years old, we not only moving physically, we hook onto that gigantic world called the internet. Beautiful, isn't it? And how would that change the way we allocate our time? Okay, wake up, first thing in the morning, what will we reach for? Our wife? No. What will we reach for? The smartphone. So that is the first part. Okay? We spent about 15 minutes, right? Checking our Facebook, checking on the stupid comments people put on your wall, right? Grumbling, shouting, swearing. Alright? And then we spend another 60% of our time with our co-worker, but also with robots and with artificial intelligence. Well, I think that, not even human. Well, still have 35% of the time left. Hold on, what happened? Okay, during the working hour, once in a while, occasionally, we pull out the phone to check for stupid comment again. Right? It hooked in. Right? And the thing about the internet or the social media now is that not only is it available for you to reach, it reaches to you. Because it wants to create influence. Right? Because you are a consumer. Somebody was created. Right? And they gotta get your attention. And turn that attention to money. That's how Mark Zuckerberg made $10 billion in the past 3 months. Turning your time into his money in the pocket. Alright? Well, going on 20% with social activities, offline and online. And then we have 15% left for our family. But hold on, we got to check the comment. That is the last ritual before you go to sleep. It's not taking a bath or going to the toilet. We're checking the smartphone to make sure that everything is right. Okay, now I go to sleep. So ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this diagram. And it's obvious to us that, hey, the new civilizations not only pushing us further and faster and earlier, physically and emotionally away from our family. It's sucked away from the time, from the family. And that's what happened. Alright? And some people say, okay, I don't like my family anyway. But look at this. If you cut away from your root, any plant will die. And these days, if people don't believe in family anymore, they stop making family. And you may think that it's not the case, but it's happening in the most civilized, the most well-developed, the richest country and cities all around us. Look at Tokyo, look at Hong Kong, look at Singapore, look at Seoul. The youngsters these days believe that getting married is too troublesome and raising a kid is very, very expensive. And while having fun playing video game, hanging out, party is so attractive, they just stop making kids. And no matter how hard the government tried, right, the young people just stop having babies. And let's be frank, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how rich you are, how powerful you are, but if a species stops giving birth, it's facing extinction. And that's what we are heading right now. Do I intend to solve this? Definitely no. Alright? Because if I solve this, it's going to open a new months of sleeplessness for me. I cannot help humankind. I don't intend to save a nation. No, 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 no. But if I want to protect my family and children, the answer is yes. So I look into this and come to think about it. I say, of course, today we cannot go back to the tribal civilizations. Alright? Impossible. But we've got to make use of all the technology and the tool that we have today, right? Not to move further and faster away but actually to return closer to our root and to protect our families and loved ones. Well, so I suggest 3 things that we could do, that you could do, right, to protect your family. And that's all. Forget about the nations. All right, Japan, Singapore, I don't care. But if that is my voice, well, that's the top priority. Okay, 3 things I suggest, very simple. First, home working. You know, working from home, right? We should use all the technology to help us connect with our co-worker while physically stay with our loved one. And this has been implemented by corporations, big companies all around the world, right? The employee can stay at home, right? And connect to the boss through FaceTime. That should be the case. But not only you stay physically with your loved one, but you stay emotionally and spiritually with them. That's the second part, whereas home engaging. All right? If people complain that, hey, tuition fee is so expensive, I suggest that you pay nothing to get the best teachers for your children. That's called mom and dad. But because who loves them more than mom and dad? Okay? So now I believe that parents must take back the responsibilities of the teachers and teach your children. Not knowledge, that's cheap. Teach them the characters, the personality, transfer to them the value, the traditions. And what is the easiest method to do that? Engaging. Not sending them to classes, no. Play with them, learn with them. Go for the tour with them. Enjoy with them. Discover the whole world together with them. Well, that's the second thing. And then all of you will look pretty bored because, hey, I don't even have boyfriend. Well, maybe later on, but the last thing, you can do it now. Alright? And it's the most difficult, but also the most important. Which is role modeling. Be happy. Because I believe that you cannot build a happy family or raise happy kids if you are unhappy with your life. If you worry about everything, about the news, what people say, and you drag away by all the technologies and stuff like that, I'm sorry, it's impossible. So, where's all the young people here? Okay? Well, I would like to share you one sentence, one teaching that my teachers taught me. He said, you cannot talk about what you don't know, you cannot share what you don't have, and you can't teach what you don't do. Right? So right now, make a decision to start a journey, not to go further, but to return closer to our core and rediscover, connect with yourself, rediscover the joy, reconnect with your loved one, be in the here and now, and make the decisions that I will be a happy guy, a happy girl, and that will be the best inspirations right within your home and your house. Okay? Make that decision. Well, and I would like to close up my sharing, which is a story. Well, a book that I think most of us know, this famous book, The Alchemist. You know the story, right? And this is a beautiful story that would draw to us that picture so clearly. That this boy, Santiago, that very night, he slept under the roof of the big trees, awakened from a dream and realized that he gotta go and find the treasure. And that moment, he started the journey. Right? He joined the caravan. He visited the pyramid of Egypt. He met the great master, learning the art of alchemist, and then he finally can listen to solve the world. And then finally, he realized that the treasure he has been looking for was buried right beneath that tree on the very first night. And that day, the boy making the return to that very root and discover his treasures and go share it with the girls that he loved, Fatima. So, the motive of the story is that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So, well, today, in our modern civilizations, you and I, we tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, let's make a decision to start a journey, returning home. And the last thing, because today is very near to Christmas, New Year, so I will close my story with a wish to all of you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year with your families and loved ones. Thank you.